All right, if you've been following the channel or following my farm at all, you'll know that we have a problem with sinkholes on the property. Um, if we look at the map here of my property, we have one big sinkhole here, another here. Here's a big sinkhole that just collects water. It doesn't drain out of a hole, but it does get about 3 feet deep maybe after a big rain. Sinkhole here, a new sinkhole that opened up since this photo was taken on Google Earth. This sinkhole is just off the border of our property. And then we have our pond sinkhole. This pond doesn't really fill up with water anymore because after a couple inches, the water rushes down this little mini sinkhole on the back edge here. And then finally, there's a giant sinkhole that straddles the property line here at the bottom. So that's a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 sinkholes on or very close to our property. The sinkholes, not only are they scary, they're actually kind of cool, but they are a little scary too, kind of dangerous. But this sinkhole in particular has been getting larger in the time that we've been here, significantly larger. It's maybe gotten 10 more feet in diameter over the past 8 months. And that does not sit right with me. I do not want this thing getting bigger and bigger every year. Within, 20 years, it's going to swallow up the whole bottom valley of this pasture. I decided that I need to do something about this. A couple things that I could do. One, anecdotally, every time I talk to someone about sinkholes around here, they're like, I say, what do you do with the sinkholes? And they usually say something like, well, usually people just throw trash in it. What? Yeah, they just fill it up with junk, rocks, landscaping debris, and some people just throw actual trash in them. Not only is this not a very good idea, but it's, I believe, illegal or at least against USDA regulations. So I did also go to the USDA, and they came out and took a look at the sinkhole, and man, and so finally what I decided to do is based on the work of one of my heroes and mentors. I don't know him personally, but I've read all of his books and probably seen almost every minute of YouTube videos there are about him. And this man is Mark Shepard. In his book, Water for Every Farm, he lays out a plan that he employed on his farm 20 plus years ago to prevent erosion and to prevent water from rushing off your land and holding the water in your land. The basic premise is you construct a network of canals and berms, or as he calls them, swales. Basically what you do is you take it from high up on the valley and very slightly bring it downhill to the closest ridge. And in doing this, you pull the water, you basically reverse the direction that the water wants to go. The water wants to go from the ridges to the valleys, and instead we're forcing it to go from the valleys to the ridges. It holds water in the land, prevents erosion, slows the water down, and just keeps the land more hydrated. So first step to do this is I had to get a map of the land, a contour map. My first go at doing the contour map, I did it manually. This year took me many, many, many hours to do. And I do not recommend anyone doing this manually on Google Earth. Eventually I did find a software program. I'll put a website, I'll put a link in the description below that allowed me to create this automatically. You can see that here. From here, knowing what the high points are and what the low points are, I made a plan. This is a map of the canals that I'm going to build. Basically, it pulls water. Here's the ridge right here, the main ridge. and here's the main valley. And so the water rushes off the ridges, down the valley, into the sinkhole. And it does this in several places, but this is the main valley and this is the main ridge. So the canals will pull the water off out of the valley onto the ridge this way. And then on this side, they'll pull the water off of the valley onto this ridge. There'll be several ridge ponds here, as well as a pond here on this ridge. It's really a saddle. Here's kind of another saddle. Basically, these canals are 45 feet apart, parallel to each other, starting from the main line, the master line here. This master line has very specific, very intentional slopes and where I'm directing the water. The rest of the ridges, since they're just straight parallel off of that, I'm going to determine where the water flows on this main key line, master line, and the rest will kind of flow where they want to flow. But in general, they're going to flow where I want them to flow. So yeah, this is going to involve me renting a tractor, and I'm taking the week off, and all day, every day, I'm just going to be out here building this. I have no idea what I'm doing. I've never used a tractor before. I mean, I have an idea of what I'm doing, but I've never operated a tractor before. I've never done any major earthworks like this before. This is a big learning experience for me, and hopefully I don't screw it up. Yeah, so in the next video, you'll get to see how it went. Hopefully it goes well, but like I said, I've never done anything like this before, so a little bit nervous as to how it's all going to turn out. If you haven't already, please like the video and subscribe so you can be notified when the next video comes out, so you can follow us on our homesteading journey.